Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Eric May, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you have joined us for our next live presentation from Alpha Growth PLC, a financial advisory business. Please note, you can submit your questions in the question box to the left of the slides. You can also view the company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Gobind Sani, Chairman and CEO of Alpha Growth PLC, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol ALPGF and also on the LSE under the symbol ALGW. Welcome, Gobind.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. And good morning, everybody. I'm Gobind Sani, as Eric mentioned, and I'm the founder, chairman, and CEO of Alpha Growth PLC. This is our first time on the OTC Markets Virtual Investor Conference. So we're pleased to be attending it, and we are embarking on a visibility and promotion sort of path here, and we'll hopefully see more of you going forward. You'll also notice that we'll be revamping our websites and our group company websites, and look forward to getting those online in the next month or so. Anyway, let's get started. Our history. Well, we started the company. I founded it in 2016, and we debuted on the LSE Q4 2017. Now, some people ask, what is the purpose of the listing? Several things that were important to us. One was that the main thing was transparency and accountability. When you're listed, you have those things. The other thing is we knew we're embarking into regulated territory, and the efficiency of a listed company in a regulated industry is quite remarkable. It helps you move through those gates and establish yourself in relatively shorter order than others. So this company focuses on longevity assets and what we like to term life insurance linked asset management. We proceeded by launching into a life settlement fund that took our skill sets in the longevity asset sector and created a product, if you will. We then embarked into the life insurance company, which was a natural progression. And the vision, as you will see on these other entities that were added to the group, was to create an ecosystem that supported each other. And I'll get into that here as we move forward. And acquisitions as well as organic growth are a main part of it, but what you see here are acquisitions and establishment of some of our organic funds, and which contribute, all the entities will contribute to organic growth as well. But we're always looking for opportunities. And in regulated environments, the pace is methodical and deliberate, which equals slower than go-go industries that you hear about on a weekly basis. So where we operate is important, and this kind of gives you a visual of the locations we're in. I am based in our Bermuda headquarters of Providence Life Assurance Company. These locations give us access through markets, and these are well-regulated gateway to these markets, and they adhere to global standards of governance and compliance. Our businesses. We have two business segments, life insurance companies and fund and claims management. These are very different but complementary and supplementary to each other. And this is the ecosystem that we're building upon and establishing and then building upon, of course. What they are essentially channels of distributions, one for the other, and they also capture more of the what we call the revenue stack, or the revenue chain that gets created from those distribution channels. The life insurance companies, Providence Life Insurance Company, which is based in Bermuda, provides private placement life insurance. And Alpha International Life Insurance, which is based in Guernsey, provides unit-linked life insurance policies. These are two companies that are similar in what they do, but they're very different in the way that they are established or structured, if you will. Providence is a segregated account company, and Alpha International Life is a general account company. A segregated account company is almost better than a rated insurer in that the law protects the policyholder assets, which is a very important feature. On our fund and claims management side, we established the life settlement fund, and then we also took over an interval fund. Each of those have their own investment manager entities that are part of our group. Alpha Longevity Management is an offshore exempted registered advisor that's managing the private life settlement fund. And Alpha Growth Management is our US RIA that manages the interval fund. Havlet Assignment Company manages litigation settlement funds for claimants and attorneys. And there's going to be more to come on this business in the future. You'll hear from us. And it's very complementary to our life companies. This is the hardest part of our business, is finding good and qualified people. And I believe we have started with some very experienced and motivated individuals that we're pleased to name here. We have a great foundational team with many years of experience. And also, what you don't see here on this list is within our group companies, we have actuarial expertise, marketing expertise, and investment professionals that sit within those group companies. We like working with the best. We believe in outsourcing where we can because it achieves cost efficiencies and allows us to get the best on the economies of scale. We can scale up without having to add to our cost structure. Also, a benefit from working with the best is that we learn of trends and get market intel on a regular basis. These are just some of the names that we work with in both our business segments, in the life insurance companies and the funds management. So the results, I think here are our highlights from our fiscal year last year, year over year. You can see we have the numbers on the right-hand side, but some of the highlights I'd like to point out is that our assets have grown through acquisitions primarily. Our fund management business has grown as well through our marketing efforts, and we expect that to continue. And we've doubled our shareholder equity without raising additional funds on the public market. We achieved an accounting profit, and I want to point out that this is, of course, a result of something that you'll see in our financial statements, and we highlight here, it's called a bargain purchase. And this is essentially an accounting profit that is derived through our acquisitions and provides gains on transactions. We actually look for these, and we'll explain this a little bit going forward. And then we're also progressing towards a break even at the operational level while reinvesting. And we're always reinvesting continuously because we're looking to improve our offerings, and that also then can go out and attract a broader market. So overall, our strategy is that it's fairly simple. We focus on what we call life insurance linked asset and wealth management businesses. Those are businesses, and the client is a very efficient way to own their assets. We're looking, of course, to grow organically, and then complementary acquisitions that are revenue accretive are important. And these are opportunities that come to us from different areas, different sources, if you will. And these are the ones that also produce the bargain purchase or the accretion to our shareholder value. Our market focus is very simple. We're looking for the ultra high net worths that we serve in Providence Life Insurance. the high net worth, mass affluent that our Guernsey operations provide, and both these categories are great sources of organic growth in our funds. What enables this? Well, we feel that we have an established great foundation, uh, an operating history over the last several years, and is very well established relationships with market participants, and of course our management that has great experience on the cross-border business and of our core businesses actually. So we feel the past has laid the foundation, for the future. So this is what I think everybody likes to get to, is what's going to be the drivers of the shareholder value and increase the value of your stock. So we feel that I won't go through the list here, but we feel that the type of business we have is a recurrent client base, which is important. All our offerings are long term. When someone establishes a private placement life insurance policy, it's for 30 years. Same with our unit-linked offerings in Guernsey; those are for multiple years. Our funds are designed for investors that look to the long term, not the short term. Client demographics, global wealth and aging of the population trending towards growth and asset preservations. This is very important. As the world gets more affluent, they're looking for ways to keep their money. We feel that is important. Key thing also is that the life stage of the company, we're beyond a startup. We're now in our expansion phase, and that's exciting. So we feel that that's a key differentiation that we need to make. Also, some of the things that are important in terms of keeping in terms of our competitive set is that the sophistication and quality of our services. We pride ourselves on services, providing good service to our clients. We also differentiate ourselves not only on services, but also on the products provided. And we feel that we have unique offerings in the marketplace. The other part of this shareholder value and what drives it is the longevity. We're here for the long term. We have a long-term view. And we're embarking on this journey after what we feel is creating a foundation upon which to build. And so we're establishing our corporate brand in the marketplace and building the management team with the same long-term view. So the investment case for us is fairly straightforward. We want you to see us an investment in your long-term equity positions as, or at the very least, look at where our current share price is, look at us as an option. So these are, you can see and read for yourself, but we're very well regulated and established businesses. These are not easy to get into, and we consider this to be very competitive. We have an experienced management team, proven track records, and the ability to operate in multiple jurisdictions, both operate in the operation side and the acquisition side, is key in terms of executing our strategy. We mentioned on the demographics that underpins our business here, and as I mentioned before, the wealth that's been created in the world, they want strategies and they want to preserve and grow their wealth tax efficiently. And I think we provide that. Additionally, we're always looking for great opportunities that give us those quick jumps in our growth. And we'll continue to look for those. We have opportunities on the table, and we are continuously evaluating new ones. That concludes the details of our presentation, and I believe we'll open it up for question and answer. You can reach me directly. My email address is there, and of course, our info@algwplc.com is monitored continuously, and you can always send questions there. So I believe we can probably go to the Q&A. So we have a question regarding our interval fund and what differentiates the two funds that are being managed by the company. Good question. One is a private fund, which is our Alpha Growth, Black Oak Alpha Growth Fund, which invests only in life settlements. That's a Cayman limited partnership master feeder structure, and minimum investment of that is $250,000. The interval fund is a SEC registered mutual fund, and that has a ticker symbol, which is AAACX, which you can plug in, and it's quoted, I believe, on NASDAQ. And that has a minimum investment of $2,500. Now, that invests in securities, not directly in life settlements, but securities that are underpinned by life settlements, structured settlements, other longevity assets, or credit-related instruments to those assets. I guess there was a follow-up question to that. What platform is the interval fund on? I believe that question relates to where, if someone is seeking our investing in that, if they're call up their advisor, they can find that on Schwab or Pershing. AAACX is listed on those. Great question. How do you see interest rates impacting your business in this environment? Well, I believe there's always a cost of capital, and interest rates do affect that cost of capital. However, in longevity assets, once rates are or once your investment IRR is locked in, that's what you get. We're fee based, so our revenue is based on fees generated by assets under management. Those fees are static. Investment balances can go up and down due to the interest rates, but by and large, it's a fairly predictable revenue stream that we generate by those assets under management. And I hope that answers the question. We have a question that says, in 3 years, you have grown AUM tenfold and embarked on a plan to achieve 2 billion AUM by 2025. How do you see the company progressing to the 2 billion target over the next 6 to 9 months? Great question on that. And we did announce a couple of years ago that our target was to get to 2 billion in AUM by 2025. We're doing that by what we just went over, which is essentially through acquisitions and organic growth. In our fund business, investors will come in and out of our funds, but we are continuously seeking acquisitions, and we see that as being a primary driver for the to achieve the target of 2 billion. And as I mentioned, regulated environments move at a little slower pace than others. We have another question here. Yes. Do you provide your services to any small retail investors, or strictly to institutional and family office investors, what's the minimum someone would have to invest with you? Um, I think I've answered some of this, but I think your question that is great because it allows me to reinforce our offerings, which are both to the retail through our interval fund, which is the symbol is AAACX, and that's retail investor focused, which has the lower minimum entry, if you will, the $2,500, which provides a retail investor exposure and access to this asset class. And we also service the institutional and family office investors through our private fund and also through our private placement life insurance company, Providence. So as we grow our business, we're looking at offering or having a diverse set of offerings that are underpinned by our core skill sets and the ecosystem that I talk about, which is our group of companies. Okay. I don't believe we have any more questions. And we still have a little bit of time, but yeah, I don't believe we have any more questions. So I think that probably concludes our presentation. Thank you, everybody.